going to felt our soap. Okay, now sometimes when you have your soap bars and you have irregular looking bars that you don't think folks would really like, you know, to use because it's not quite so pretty, what I do is I then take all of the pieces that I bevel off and everything, and I add them to some of the soap bars so that when we put the felt on it, or when we put the fibers on it, it will felt a lot more easily. Okay, now one thing, this is kind of going to be a little bit of a tutorial on how to process your wool as well. So you want to take your carders. I ended up going ahead and getting these. I think that they are, it's the Strauer Fiber Equipment Company. You can Google drop spindles or carders or spinning wheels and get to all of the information kind of about where you can get these types of things. I believe that these are a certain kind. I think they're cotton. Now wool, or they're actually going to be a lot more sparse, so they're going to have not as many of the teeth, because if you'll see, these are really tiny, and cotton is actually a lot shorter fiber than, say, alpaca or sheep's wool. So, you know, you can use different tools, though. If you don't have this, give a brush and a comb a shot. You never know. I mean, if you want to, take a couple of nails and stab them through some wood or something, you know, use your imagination, okay? But don't hurt anyone. We're going to take our strands and we're going to kind of pull. Now, I'm torn on how to wash fabric, okay, or fiber, okay, because the more that you agitate it and put heat with it, the more that it will felt and kind of put itself together, like knit itself together. So whenever I wash it, I usually soak in some lukewarm water and add a detergent, or, you know, some of my soap, laundry soap, and kind of, you know, suds it all out, and then rinse really good. And then I probably just do that once. Make sure you get all the soap out. And then if you end up having any other debris or anything in your fibers, it will come out during this process, okay? And so what it's doing, see, it's going, and you always want to go the same way. Getting a little bit of a workout. Okay, and then you just kind of pull it off like that. Now, you can take it and roll it up into little balls like this. Okay. But for our purposes today, we're going to wrap some soap with this. So we'll probably... And then you're going to end up getting little fluffies, like little pieces that don't want to comb out very well. Just work them until they do. It's kind of like tangles in your hair. Okay. All right. And for, you know, a felted soap, it's okay. I kind of like that look a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our soap, going to kind of undo this again, put on top of it, wrap it a little with a white layer first, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and do this one extra good. Okay, so you can still kind of see the soap. Well, I can, excuse me, in there a little bit, okay? So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some other colors of, maybe, and then I'm going to kind of separate it a little so we can see. Put a little bit on that side, and then we've got some over here. Now, these colors, I'm not quite sure. I think that what I did was I used Kool-Aid, perhaps. And these pieces kind of have been felted already, if you'll notice. This is how I know that too much agitation while washing. A lot of things that I've learned in my life have been mistakes. You know, you learn by doing. Sometimes doing is not the greatest, but you figure out how to move on, and you either accomplish your goal or you change it. So, okay, and then we're gonna put a little more pink right here. Okay, so this is kind of how it looks. All right, and then we're gonna go on to the next step. All right, so I take my handy dandy knee-high and grab a hold of it. Put it in there, and then we'll take this to the bathroom and get some nice water and agitation. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug it. All right, first I'm gonna go ahead and run the water so it gets a little warm, because you want it to kind of be warm. Takes a second for it to, okay, if I put my head there in front of the light, you should be able to see me, huh? Okay, now our water is warm, and what I'm going to do is put that in some warm water, okay? Let it soak a bit. This is me going over and kind of showing you how to felt your soap. You kind of want to rub it together, squeeze out excess water and suds. Make sure that you're really getting it to where it's gonna felt together. This one looks like it came apart in the nylon. With those that are more felted together beforehand, you're really going to want to make sure that it's all wrapped up together nicely. I was doing 2 at a time at this point. A little baby action in there. Trying to redo that one. I'm probably gonna have to actually go back and add some more fiber to that to make it felt together, because it sure was not wanting to stick. And you will want to let these dry. So after you get them all wet and you felted them together a little bit, you should go ahead and allow those to dry a little bit. You see in the background there, I have my tray that I'm putting them back on. I actually transferred them over to a drying rack, like a dish rack there. notice in this video that some of the suds end up being slight blue color. That is because some of the fibers were colored with Kool-Aid. Here, this is me adding some of the soaps that are needing to be refelted back into the nylons. So I went ahead and undid it. Get that baby out of there. Right now, the nylon sometimes can have a tendency to stick. Because, I mean, if you went enough, you could probably felt the nylon right to it. Oh, look at that. We only have one little spot that didn't want to come up. Or didn't want to stay down. Maybe that little spot. But how awesome is that? It's a little felted soap. Now I can probably clip this, or I can just kind of keep it down there. And as you use it, this will definitely shrink in size, and you'll get a nice little felted pad at the end with no soap in it. That's so exciting. And I hope that you found the information in this video to be helpful to you. If you like this video, that would be awesome. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up. I really appreciate everyone watching today. We learned quite a bit. So I hope that if anyone has any questions, you comment down below and hit subscribe. And check out my Facebook page. It's Duffy's Delight Soap Farm. And if you want to check out a really neat place that I post a lot of these videos, we have conversations, and you can get some really great deals on auctions and soap and farm information, go to Duffy's Delight Soap Box. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.